How's it going, everybody? This Seer here, and Overpowered is in the game, and it was ridiculous. You can see I already did one matchup on here, and I just walked over the opponent. The G20 Odin into G19 characters is a different beast, like I figured. So Overpowered, if you're not aware, gives 50% extra damage, 50% extra focus when you're hitting into ranks below you, which in Arena right now, it's pretty much just Odins that are the G20s. As you can see here, my rank 2 and rank 1 are not rank 11 like mobile gamers over here. So the matchup I did, Odin basically almost one-shot the enemy Gladiator, which I'll kind of do this. I'll back out so you can kind of see the damage difference on here. It is game-changing for sure. It's not just 50% damage. What it is your G20 stats, which is about 25% extra damage because of the stat jumps and everything on top of the 50%. So it's more of a 75% damage increase over these other characters. So if we end up going into rank 1 on here, actually, let's go into this. Do we have? Yeah, so it's just 5 red on here. So let's go in here. I'm not going to end up finishing the match. I'm just going to end up backing out, so we can kind of do some more experiments. So right now my Odin is rank 11. I have G10 or rank 10 for all these other characters. And Odin hits like a madman. It's pretty dumb, actually. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. All right, so the reason I have the one-time speed is so we can actually take a look at the damage on here. So right now the enemy's kind of doing their hits into us. If these were rank 11, my Shadow King would probably be dead. So let's go ahead and ult on here into the Gladiator. All right, so Odin is now doing the special over here. He never got an assist. There's no battlefield effect. Now here we get to use our special, and then you're going to end up seeing what this battlefield effect is going to end up doing. If I end up toning down the speed on here, let's go ahead and go up real quick. All right, now we go down. There's going to be the battlefield effect when they end up going. All right, so here comes the enemy Apocalypse. So that was about 7 million damage. Gladiator almost got killed off just from the swipe. Gore's at half health on here. They start to heal back up. You can kind of see the damage increase on there. It's ridiculous. And there goes most of the enemies right there. These swipes are ridiculous. And it's 75% extra damage. This is why I was saying they need to do about 25 or 35% extra damage if they're going to end up putting Overpowered in the game. Because they're not factoring in the fact that we are G20 with 25% extra damage. So if you end up thinking about this in Cosmic Crucible, the stage 2, there's 100% extra damage. Your G20, that's another 25% for 125% damage. And then you have Overpowered for another 50% is 175% damage if you put a G20 character in there going into G19 characters. Now let's say you have offense up on them, 225% extra damage. You're just going to one-shot everything. This is stupid, and I do not like it, as you can kind of tell right now. And hopefully I don't end up killing these characters right now. So right now, Odin ends up going, Thanos ends up pushing, and there's the swipe, and I gotta back out because I'm about to kill Odin right here. He's at half health. This swipe is probably gonna end up killing him, especially with the assist and everything. So let's go ahead and back out, and you can kind of see the difference on this when we end up going against another G20 character, Odin, which Mobile Gamer has. All right, so we end up going over here. Mobile is a 7-7 G20. So we're going to go into this one, and we can really see the damage difference that's going to end up coming out from these swipes and the ultimate and everything. All right, so right here, Gore ends up doing his move. Here comes Null coming in. All right, we're going to end up ulting. All right, so there's the assist. We end up doing the special. This is going to heal us up. We got the battlefield effect out. And you can see there's 4 characters there that have the arrow up. There's the swipe. Pretty massive damage into A pocket. Barely scratched Odin, as you see. So you can really see the difference that G20 ends up making. Now, I know some people are saying only go for damage characters. The issue is if you don't take your tanks up to G20, they're going to get one shot. Whereas if you have G20, they're going to survive a whole lot longer. Like right now, I'm still working on the barrier for this Odin over here, as everybody else just kind of gets annihilated. Which I'm going to the Annihilator, so it is kind of fitting on there. All right, so right here, let's go ahead into Odin. This is going to be a down, but it's only a damage and focus, so I'm not going to get those buffs on there. There goes the assist. It's a totally different monster with these G20s. But that's what Overpowered is. It's G20 or get wrecked. That's kind of the state of what Overpowered is. I already gave my feedback. I gave my opinions. Hopefully you guys give all your opinions about this. Now, if you end up going into your roster screen, you can already see where your ranks currently are on all of your characters. Now, is this going to end up changing what I'm doing for my Professor Xavier unlock, which is 1 week away? So they did end up changing out the leaderboard payout for the mutants versus zombies right here. Before in the blog, it was saying that was skill gear. Until a couple hours ago, they end up changing it to tech gear. If this was still skill, I would definitely probably take up my Vigilante. I'd take up Lilandra. I'd take up Thanos Endgame. I'm not going to deviate. I need to know more information about the sagas for Professor Xavier, because I'd rather get Xavier and kind of be punished right now than fall behind and not have Xavier, because I think Xavier is going to be that game changing, and I don't want to hurt my roster too much on that. As far as Cosmic Crucible, this is pretty much, you can kind of see where your ranks are on here. I did end up taking up my Black Bolt. I took up my Sasquatch to 105. I still have other characters on here that's level 100. Now, some people didn't take their some of their Immortal X-Men to 105, so that might have to happen for me. I need to prioritize and see what I need to take up to that level 105 compared to what I don't have at 105. So I think 105 is going to be more important than ever right now, whereas I have 184 million gold. Do I want to end up using my resources to take more to 105 to get to that rank 10? Or do I want to kind of save my resources? This definitely changed things in the game with Overpowered and the damage increase. They can kind of see what it ends up giving you. I'm just kind of at a loss for words as far as seeing how much damage that Odin was doing. He was just destroying everything that was on the battlefield, and I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Are you going to end up changing what you're doing for Xavier, or going to kind of stay the course? I don't want to deviate too much. I think Thanos is a good option, but do you have the skill gear, and how much is that going to delay your progress? So let me know in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have one for the rest of the day.